This is not an easy journey that we're inviting pastors to. The reality is a lot of the people around you aren't going to understand. As a pastor, you have a kind of under the hood look, and you're looking at going, man, this feels broken. This feels off.
The truth is there are people out there who will get it, and they're the minority, at least right now, and unfortunately, but that's kind of a necessary thing. That's part of why we're calling this a pioneering work. Often people tell pioneers, don't go there, that's dangerous.
And they'll be like, why don't you just come and do it this way? This is the way that we've known. We've gotten to see good things from this, but your heart is going to be longing for something more. But even though your heart is longing for more, doesn't mean that it's going to be easy for you to just go do it.
I found myself, the more I lived into this, like living in two parallel worlds that over time found themselves moving further and further and further apart. I was a pastor in this established church, and over here I'm exploring what it meant to be the church in a simple way that felt a heck of a lot more like family. And over time it just like split and split and split and split, and trying to figure out, how do I care for these people and bring them along? What if they don't agree? What if they don't like me? What if they're mad? I mean, all of these questions and wondering. I found myself over time finally losing a lot of friendships because people didn't want to do it. They didn't agree that there was anything wrong with what we were doing. And for me to keep pressing into doing it differently, it cost me my reputation. It cost me friendships, the size of my church. I don't know how else to say it. Like, it is difficult because you're losing something.
There's going to be the temptation to be drawn back to those things. There's going to be the constant gravitational pull just back towards what we've known, because that's what we've known. That's what's been passed on to us.
You're swimming upstream against generation after generation after generation of a tradition that's been implanted deep within us.
I think somebody who really engages in this is going to have perseverance. I think they're going to need to have courage at times too, and boldness. There's going to be points to take some really courageous steps, some really bold steps.
There are three things that drive me in this work: a love for Jesus, a love for his church, and a love for pastors. And pastors carry an incredible burden, and I just want them to know that there is another way. The Lord wants to use them. I think as a pastor, you're going to see a lot of freedom, of a new way of functioning in relationship with others in the church.
The first half of my life, I was lost. I was in darkness, and God brought me out of that into a place of light. And I can't keep that to myself. And the best way I know that I've learned to reach a lot of people is by not depending on me reaching the masses, but just empowering some people who will empower some people who will empower some people to do that rescue operation of helping people come out of darkness to an eternal life. If you desire those things, if you have faith that that can be possible, I think you will see it. You will see people who are living into their identity as disciples at much greater depth, perhaps, than you've ever seen before. And the things that we see described throughout the Bible can happen now.
I think for me, the thing that I just can't get out of my mind in this is that these days are so short. And so am I going to be one who's just living it for the things that I find comfortable and acceptable to the people around me, and that's going to fill up my bank account enough? Or am I going to truly live it for the sake of the kingdom and of the King? I think that in the midst of this, when we see him afresh, so much of the things that we put so much weight, so much consideration on are just they're going to see it seem actually so small and so insignificant in the light of who he is. And I think for the first time, we're going to see him and we're going to be like, you were totally worth it. And I'm hoping that I can live into that more now, but knowing that we have the fullness of it yet to come.